Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today. And today, the New York Giants have signed running back James Robinson, who has played for the New York Jets. Well, last season played for the Jaguars and the Jets. He, split time there, played 7 games with the Jags, 4 with the Jets. And then, funny enough, he signed with the Patriots in March to a free agency deal, to a 2-year, $8 million deal. And then I think it's somewhere around April, maybe even May, the Patriots ended up releasing him. So, it's not often you see a guy sign a free agency deal. It's not like he's not a great player. Robinson's a solid running back, and did definitely showed some good year. Had a couple decent years in Jacksonville. He played 14 games in 2020, had 1,000 rushing yard season, had 7 touchdowns, or 10 total touchdowns with receiving and rushing. Was just amazing in the 2020 season in his rookie year. For a rookie to have a plus 1,000 rushing yard season with 10 total touchdowns and only played 14 games, that's a good rookie year. And then has been solid over the last 2 seasons. Has in the last 2 seasons has played 25 games and has about the same amount of yards rushing that he did in that one season with 2020. But you don't see a player get released often after just signing a contract with a team that, they're being paid almost $5 million a year on a 2-year contract. So it was surprising to me, at least, that the Patriots released James Robinson when they did, just about a month after he was picked up by them. But now he's going to be in New York after just being in New York. So he switched. He goes across the other side in New York. He played 4 games with the Jets this year. 4 games. 0 starts, 29 rushing attempts, and only 85 rushing yards, and had 4 first downs. His longest was 16, and he averaged 21 yards per game. He also did have 1 touchdown, and that was a receiving touchdown, because in that 4 games, he had 2 receptions for 5 receiving yards and 1 receiving touchdown. So he did score 1 touchdown in New York. So did not do that great in New York, but was solid in Jacksonville in the games he played in Jacksonville this year. In Jacksonville this season, 7 games, 5 starts, 81 rushing attempts, 340 rushing yards, 3 rushing touchdowns, 18 first downs. Longest carry was 50 yards. He averaged over 4 yards per carry, averaged 50 yards per game, and he had 9 receptions, 46 receiving yards, and 1 receiving touchdown. So those are his his stats with separate teams. Then how about 2021 with the Jaguars? 14 games, 13 starts, 164 rushing attempts with 770 rushing yards, 8 rushing touchdowns, 41 first downs. His longest was 58, averaged 5 yards per carry, averaged 55 yards per game. He had 31 receptions with 222 receiving yards and 0 touchdowns. 2020, his rookie year, 14 games, 14 game starts as a rookie, 240 attempts, 1,070 rushing yards, 7 rushing touchdowns, first downs 54, longest was 47, averaged 4.5 rushing yards. Averaged 4.5 yards per carry, and the average 77 yards per game, 49 receptions, 345 receiving yards, and 3 touchdowns. So those have been his stats with Jacksonville and New York, over the last couple years. And this is making the signing, just after the Saquon stuff recently, it makes it a little bit. Okay, Saquon, how much time is he going to miss? Is he going to sit out training camp? They don't have a lot of decent running back depth after Saquon. They have a couple other solid running backs after Saquon. But James Robinson, let's just say Saquon holds out for the first couple of weeks of the season. I don't think it gets to that point. But if he does, you have a guy in James Robinson who has proved himself to the Jaguars in 2 different seasons. In 2020 and 2021 being their starter as their starting running back. So you have a solid running back in James Robinson just in case Saquon holds out. And what would remind me a lot, like if potentially, let's just say Saquon, misses like I want to compare it to the Le'Veon Bell. It was like 2017 or 2018, whatever it was. It might have been 2017, the 27. I think it was the 2017 season where you missed out the whole season, and then we saw a guy like James Conner get the chance to play, and he just completely went off for the Steelers. Something like that. I mean, James Robinson has had a couple good seasons before, before this upcoming season, which James Conner really kind of didn't have. James Robinson has had 1,000 rushing yard season. But, I mean, whenever I hear these potential running back holdouts like Josh Jacobs and Saquon Barkley, the first thing that pops in my head is Le'Veon Bell holding out for the whole 2017, or it was either 2017, I believe it was 2017, the whole 2017 season. And you saw a guy like James Conner. I believe they had a couple of their running backs that got to, show some things that season. And James Conner was fantastic that year, where Pittsburgh won the division, and they were great. They were the 3 seed in the AFC. And I think even James Conner made it to the Pro Bowl that season. And, now he's on the Cardinals. And I think not last year, but the year before, he was like one of the best running backs in the NFL. He had the most, I think he was like top 3 in rushing in the 2021 season. So look how good that's turned out for James Conner. So maybe something like that could happen for James Robinson. I doubt it, because I don't think Saquon's going to be the type of one to hold out. He's a guy who wants to play. And I highly doubt that Saquon's going to... Maybe he misses the start of training camp. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. But I do think that Saquon will be ready to go week 1. But using your thoughts on the signing for the New York Giants, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out.